Hello there, my name is Jennifer Foster from the Energy Dynamic Model Academy. Lovely to see you here. I'm reading out the Energy Dynamic Model, The Complete Works, which is all about how we truly work and what human energy is. And at the Energy Dynamic Model Academy, we study this. It's the only place in the world you can do this. So please do keep listening to the videos, and if you like, jump onto some courses. I'll give you the website address at the end. We're now on page 34, 2010. It was so simple, it was beautiful. Why someone experiences the life in the way that they do was all to do with how they were working, what their focus was, what kind of energy and information they were gathering up, who or what was inside the mind office. This was not a random occurrence. The way a person worked would be calculated by the brain, given who they were, their environment, and what they were trained to do by the people and situations around them. The best way of operating in the circumstances would be chosen by the brain. Once identified, this way of working would be programmed to be an automatic process of which the person would not be aware of or able to change unless they were trained to notice. This would be their main focus. This was often set up when a person was a child and became firmer during the teenage years. I called this a person's energy dynamic. There were 4 types and only one was really good for you. I saw that all the others became a trap. I decided to call this whole framework the Energy Dynamic Model. The one I had realised I had been training people to become aware of and live by, I named the Positive Feeler Dynamic. It was the one that I had observed when people had begun to learn about themselves, understood about their who you are's and their power needs. The people I had worked with in the early days who had started to create better situations once they knew how to do it. Their minds had simply not come into it. They were not focused on that. Instead, just looking at improving feelings and situations. This was probably because most of the people I had been working with then had either lived with a learning difficulty or had to deal with a reality that meant they had to focus on what was actually happening for most of the time. So, the mind had not featured into the decision-making process except in an emotional and extreme way. Because the people I'd worked with had always been treated well and were cared for, this mind mechanism had not activated itself, and so therefore the mind was not significant. However, for the people I worked with later on, this was not true. They were already conditioned to live in the mind and were comfortable doing so. Their emotions were not that extreme, and so they did not question the way they were experiencing the world. In fact, most of them enjoyed it because they were successful. Their mind was significantly more dominant in regards to the way they experienced life and overrode most other measurements the brain could come up with. To operate one step removed from actual reality and instead to focus on perception reality was the normal way to be. These people engaged with a different sort of energy and measured the outcomes of events in a completely different way. I decided that the idea and patterns I had found, the different energy dynamics, was complete, and now it was time to write this all down. So, head on to the website www.energydynamicmodel.com. There are interviews on there, there are links to courses on there, and there's much more information about the sculpture that I've made that help you understand who you are. So keep watching though, keep watching. We're really digging in deep now, and please share, please subscribe. Thank you very much.